Hey guys, it's Disco Spider, and that Steven Universe and Uncle Grandpa crossover kind of had some controversy on the internet. Since a lot of people love Steven Universe, but a lot of people also hate Uncle Grandpa. And my opinion on those shows, I'll do a complete review on them someday. But for now, I'll say that Steven Universe is a amazing show. I love the songs, and I just dropped my paper. Um, uh, I love the songs, I love the characters, they're well developed, and the subplots, it feels like they actually know what they're doing, unlike Adventure Time. And Uncle Grandpa, I also do like that show as well. I feel like it's a good example of a silly, um, of a silly cartoon meant just to have some fun. So yeah, so this crossover, a lot of people hated it, but turns out that people actually loved it. Um, and Okay, to it. So the premise of the episode, and I guess I should explain, I do have a piece of paper with some notes if I look down, that's why. Okay. So basically the premise of the episode is that Uncle Grandpa helps Steven with his gem, and the episode didn't really have that much to do with it. The beginning and the ending was really it, and the middle was kind of for fun purposes, which probably my favorite part. Um, so yeah, one thing I didn't really like about this special was the crystal gems. I kind of felt they were off character, but I guess that's kind of because the crystal gems, I think, were supposed to be the Steven Universe fandom, in that they don't like Uncle Grandpa because it's different than Steven Universe, which I can understand. Um, but you know, they weren't like awful and made me annoyed. They were kind of out of character. Also, one awesome thing about this special is the meta jokes. There was a lot of them, like Uncle Grandpa said, "Oh yeah, I've seen you before." Then it just cuts to a clip of an episode of Steven Universe, and there's a little banner with the words "Coming up next, Uncle Grandpa," and then there's a picture of Uncle Grandpa's face, and it was like, "Oh hey kid," I thought that was hilarious. And also, my favorite line of the special is, "Don't worry, bro, none of this is canon," because a lot of people thought this episode would be canon. Even I think the creator said it was going to be canon, but it was just for like an April Fool's joke, which it did say April Fool's, and yeah, so I thought that was great. But a lot of people said that most of the jokes and the meta jokes came from Steven Universe's part, but I think it actually came from Uncle Grandpa's part, since a lot of those jokes were, well, not really used directly from an Uncle Grandpa episode, but there's similar jokes to them in an episode. You know, there's some episodes with meta jokes and foreshadowing jokes, stuff like that. Also, spoiler alert if you haven't seen this episode, Pizza Steve dies. I don't know really why I wanted to say it. I just thought it was funny because Pizza Steve dies in this special. Because people thought that this episode's gonna ruin some canon in Steven Universe, but it kind of ruins some canon in Uncle Grandpa's universe. Um, but yeah, I just thought that was hilarious. And also another hilarious thing was Pearl's reaction. I would say it's the second or third best part of this episode, because Pearl's reactions and her dialogue I thought were hilarious. By the way, Pearl is my favorite character of all time. She is great. Yeah, so that probably could be why. And also, the best part of this special has to be the checklist. So if you didn't see this episode, after Uncle Grandpa helps Steven Universe, he pulls out this checklist, and it had like all the names of kid Cartoon Network characters, you know, Dee Dee, Dexter, Ed and Eddie, Bubbles, Blossom, and Buttercup. Mac and Blue were there. SWAT Cats were there for some reason. Finn and Flapjack were there. Also, Chowder and Courage the Cowardly Dog were not there, which I don't know why. Probably because they try to have human characters, but SWAT Cats. I don't know. So yeah, that has to be the best part. And also the same scene. It was like, oh, Steven Universe. So who's next? And then it showed Clarence, and I really want them to cross over, Uncle Grandpa and Clarence, since I love Clarence. It's probably one of my favorite shows. Probably second favorite Cartoon Network show, right behind regular show. I'll review those two shows later, but yeah. But I don't really think it'll happen. But if it did, because Uncle Grandpa and Clarence are always happy, never mad. Well, unless for a joke. So I think that would work perfectly. So yeah. Also, one last thing I want to mention is the moral of the episode. This wasn't really confirmed, but I think this episode is basically to explain that even if Uncle Grandpa is different than Steven Universe and Adventure Time and most Cartoon Network shows, you should still give it a chance and don't just base it on the commercials or basically the animation, since I will admit the animation isn't the greatest. But yeah, this is just what I think. So yeah, that's it. I personally think this was a pretty good special. It wasn't as good as the Kids Next Door and Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy special, but so it was a solid episode. I like how they had it's kind of like a breather, a filler episode since season 1. Well, the season finale, or at least it was around the finale of season 1. It was pretty serious, so to have a episode just to have some fun, to make jokes, was good. So, yeah. I'm Niska Spider, and peace out.